Hello, I'm going to show you a few variations on how to stretch your quadriceps here. For lots of reasons they can get very tense, tight, over dominant. When we sit for too long, our hip flexors can get quite tight. So a few basic ways to stretch them out. You can hold on if you need to, so this is more about stretch than balance. See if you can grab hold of your ankle. If that's not possible, you can always use something like a dressing gown cord. You can wrap it around your foot, and then to make it easier to bring it up. So that's an option if you just don't quite have that flexibility. And then when you're here, you want your kneecap to look towards the floor, maybe even slightly behind you as you press your pubic bone forward. So you've got a bit of opposition there, pubic bone forward, knee back. But then we also need to lift the lower belly and make sure those ribs are soft in towards us. So it's like we're ironing out the front of this hip crease here. And you can hold this stretch for 20, 30 seconds. But we are looking to feel the stretch. Then you'll carefully release. And then the other side. So again, make sure the knee's looking towards the floor so your two inner side seams are parallel. Maybe the knee can look slightly behind you. Pressing the pubic bone forward, lifting the lower belly, and make sure those ribs are softening in towards you. Again, we are looking to feel a stretch on our front thigh, our quadriceps. And then release. So we also can do the same thing laying on the ground. So laying on the ground, do rest your head down and make sure your head's rested. You can slightly bend the bottom leg, it's up to you. Might be easier to grab hold of your ankle in this position, but you can do the same technique. And I want this outer side seam parallel with the ceiling. So we're not here and we're not here. So you've got a nice straight line. Exactly the same, you'll press your pubic bone forward, take the knee away from you as you lift your lower belly. Trying to get your heel towards your bottom, but get that nice lift of the lower belly. Again, we are looking for a stretch in the front thighs. When you've held for about 20-30 seconds, release. Push yourself up or roll yourself over. Exactly the same. So knee behind you, outer side seam parallel towards the ceiling, lift the lower belly, looking to feel a stretch on that front thigh. Bring the ribs in towards you slightly so you're not arching backwards. And then relax it there. Another option, you can lay on your front, heel towards your bottom. This might not be so easy for some of you who find it difficult to grab hold of your ankle. So you can do the stretch here. Pubic bone forward so you'll feel it press into the floor, lifting the lower belly. Maybe you can lift the thigh a little bit to get a deeper stretch as you try and take the knee away from you. Try to relax through the stretches so you're not creating tension, we're trying to get rid of it. Ease that down. And then other side. If you've got any discomfort in your lower back here, make sure you're pressing your pubic bone down and you're lifting your lower belly. If that doesn't help, just back off a little bit. And here's a position, kneeling to help stretch your quadriceps. Also hip flexors. If you need a cushion under your knees, please pop one underneath. Otherwise, you can start off taking 1 foot forward. And make sure you've got enough space, so you're not too tight in your hips here. Make sure you can still do your pelvic tilt freely. You can press or edge your front knee forward Lift the lower belly, so again your knee is slightly behind your hips, and you can feel a stretch in here. For some that might be enough, so do listen to your body. Keep the lift of the lower belly, softening of the ribs. If you want a deeper stretch, lift both arms, hold it, you can breathe into that front body. And then breathe out, release. For a deeper stretch, now do make sure you feel okay doing this. See if you can lift the lower back leg. If you can, maybe if you have it available for you, you can lift. So I would say this is probably more of an advanced move. And then we'll release. So we'll do that on the other side now. So again, take the stride. Make sure you haven't taken too big a stride. Make sure you've still got movement and space in your hips and pelvis. And then from here, edge the front knee forward, lift the lower belly, and you'll find your knee will be slightly behind your hips. Keep the elongation of the spine. This is position 1. If you find that's enough, that's your position. Position 2, lift both arms. Keep lifting the lower belly, breathing into that front body. Breathe out. Then if you would want to do the next level, see if your hamstrings are strong enough to lift. Once they are, then pick up the foot. Again, just to remind you, this is more of an advanced move. Lift the lower belly. Keep pressing the pubic bone forward. Again, we get more of a stretch in the quadriceps and hip flexors here. And then when you're ready, carefully release that down. I hope that was helpful. See you soon.